the sheriff himself, and he's here with us. Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much. Hello to all of you. Great to be with you. I would like to see for us to be competitive, to have parity as close as we can get. Look, I'm practical. I understand that there's a lot of other important issues that a growing county needs to address. But if other entities and government agencies have been able to get it done, I think we need to make sure that we're doing everything possible to do right by our frontline deputies, both deputies and constables as well, that play such an important role. And I don't know of any other agency that asks as much as our deputies, if you will, because we have the petrochemical complex. We have so many other, our threat matrix here in Greater Harris County is very large when you talk about all those threats, whether it be industrial incidents, severe weather events, so many other things.
Well,
and so
I know you have authority pretty much over all of Houston and Harris County,
correct.
Whereas the police are just for Houston. So you guys have to cover it all in addition to what the police cover.
Yes, and we work very well with all our partners, and I'm so happy for them and those around the state that are doing well. I think it speaks well that in our profession that salaries are going up. I think that's a positive thing. We want our first responders to be well paid. And so that's what we're trying to do is just make sure that we're staying competitive. We want to make sure that we have adequate staffing, and that means retaining the quality people and experienced people that we have. When somebody picks up the phone, they want an experienced first responder to show up, and that's what we want to be able to deliver, and that we're also able to attract the future folks that are going to serve in our agency and constables' offices as well.
It says Houston remains a major hub for human trafficking, and I'm concerned about that ongoing issue. What are you doing to crack down on that?
We're doing quite a bit of things. One of the things that we're doing is we continue to we've expanded now even our jail intelligence operations. You know, we operate the second largest jail system in the country, so we've been able to do a lot of jail intelligence inside. You may have seen some of the arrests that stemmed from jail-based investigations. That wasn't heard of years ago, so we've added that new element. We also work on different task forces at our multi-agency as well. And then we do our own investigative operations as well. We are a hub city. It's a very challenging issue because it's so often underreported, you know, and obviously if somebody's under bondage, whether it be labor side or on the sex trafficking side or even involving children, they obviously operate in the shadows, but we do our very best. We even do roundups several times a year so we could go and find runaways, because we know that nowadays with these Romeo offenders that try to seduce these young teens, over time, that they're at high risk of falling into trafficking. So we do a multi-prong approach. We also work a lot with those women that may find themselves incarcerated. We're doing a lot more programming on that. Our experience has been, we know nationally that women in jails and prisons are the fastest growing population. And we understand that many times when it comes to women, there's a lot of unpacked trauma over the years of sexual abuse, other forms of abuse. And so the more we could address that, try to get them on track and support them the best way we can and focus more on the offenders and support the victims, I think has been a good model for us. And I think we're seeing some very positive aspects here. One of the things is that here there's so much more awareness about it. And so you hear about a lot more of the issue here than maybe in other jurisdictions. You know, we want to make sure that people feel safe in their communities, that we're able to address any emerging crime threats that we may see out there. I think that it's important to understand the challenges of operating the largest jail system in the state of Texas when you're dealing with issues, so many that intersect our work. You know, again, we operate the largest mental health hospital in the state, and it's very complex, and how dependent we are in the other cogs in the system, because if something is slowing down in other parts, it impacts our work tremendously. You know, being able to stave off a pandemic inside our jail system was a huge lift. We were all trying to figure it out as we went, and that was an incredible experience. You know, overseeing, our efforts with Harvey was an incredible experience. So crisis management has been, I'm battle tested.
All right.
That's right, Sheriff Ed Gonzalez. Thank you so much for joining us today on Hello
Thank you.
Houston.
Stay hydrated out there.
Sure will. I have my water right here.